Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Party. I'm going to redo my best console settings for competitive COD for BO6. The beginning of this video in the system settings isn't going to change unless something drastically changes with the PlayStation or someone else discovers something different that makes the gameplay better. And so let's start off with the something that the Nile NZ found. And you're going to go to your regular settings, let's see if I can find, or system. And it's going to be your just appearance. So you figured out that if you have crazy background going on, it does mess with your controller input delay. So that's my setting for that. Next up, I'm going to go to audio focus, which is found in accessibilities. This is going to give you your best sound compression. High sounds come down, low sounds go up, so it'll let you hear footsteps. And the best setting I found was boost quiet sounds and weak. Inside accessibilities, there's going to be haptic feedback. So you go to controller, haptic feedback during console navigation. This is another setting that the Nile NZ figured out that lowers input delay. Alright, next we're going to go to the controller settings. Then we'll scroll down to accessories. And we are going to go to controller general. And you want to use USB cable. This is going to give you the most consistent input delay. Using Bluetooth will give you lower input delay by a tiny bit, but it's inconsistent when it comes to like phone Bluetooth and routers. And I have two routers that I sit next to my phone and a couple other Bluetooth devices, so this is what I prefer. Alright, next setting I'm just going to show is an audio. Everyone's audio is going to be different, so but if you are using headphones, this is a setting you're going to want to use. It's the 3D audio for headphones, so I have it enabled. I don't do a custom audio profile. I will post up a 10 band EQ that I use. You can use on your Game DAC or your Astro or whatever else you have. Alright, next up, let's go to the video settings. Now, if you have VRR, I highly recommend you use it because Call of Duty does have a bunch of screen tearing and a bunch of frame drops, especially when stuff is going crazy. And using whatever your monitor's default resolution is best. Right now mine's set to 2160p for my Elgato, but I normally play in 1440p now. And I have VRR enabled. Enhanced image quality for PS4 games, you should always have that on unless you have issues with your PS4 games. 120 Hz automatic. And then make sure HDR is off and your RGB range is full if it allows. You're ready to find a match for multiplayer, otherwise you'll have to redo your settings. So the first setting we are going to go to is the account network. I play console only due to the amount of cheaters on PC on Black Ops 6 is absolutely horrendous. It's like they're giving away those cheats for free. There's a setting in here, I'm trying to find it. Yeah, Dismemberment and Gore effects. If you turn this off, it won't be as crazy on the system. So this is the first setting you'll want to do is in your account network. Next we'll do our interface. And I, of course, have the latency on, packet loss on, networking, game alert icons on. That's basically default. So we'll go to readability. Nothing to change here. Besides color customization, this is super important for visuals in the game. You can adjust the HUD color however you like. This is just mine. Now you want filter 2 to be selected and color filter target on both, and the world color intensity 100 and interface color intensity 100. That's going to give you your best looking color in the game. The gameplay HUD itself, if you're safe here, you want to knock them in as best you can to the center. Some people will play like how I have it, or they'll play like that. All personal preference, but you definitely want the map closer to the center of your screen. It's easier to see. Multiplayer HUD presets, I do standard, then knock over to visuals, and so you want the square one. compass, I just do horizontal. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. Minimap rotation on, radar off. 115 is the perfect size for the scale of it, for you to be able to see players. Everything else is default. Colors, yep, goes back to that. So that's your best settings for your minimap. And we'll go down to crosshair. This is an important one. So you want it to be on static. You don't want it bouncing around. I like the crosshair dot on. I like it to be the largest on console. And the crosshair spread on. This is a personal preference. You can make it smaller, larger, or default. Alright, next up is the audio. So I gave the 10 band EQ back then earlier in the video, so this is what you want for your headset. You want the enhanced headphone mode on. I don't pay $20 to change it, so just leave it alone. Sucker punch is what you want for the tightest dynamic range. I don't do the frequency intensity. Asymmetrical hearing compensation off. Reduced tinnitus sound on, that's one you definitely want. Master game volume, I knocked the dialogue down to 30. Gameplay music volume off. Cinematic music volume off. And effects volume 100. Dialogue volume you could turn up depending on how it sounds. Personal preference. Knock over to voice chat. That's just, everyone's going to be different. Alright, so now we'll go to the graphics. 120 Hz mode is going to be on. Eco mode preset efficiency. Game and brightness to your liking. I use my monitor to control this, so that's a whole nother thing on its own to get the best visuals with your monitor. World motion blur definitely off. Weapon motion blur, make sure it's off. Depth of field completely off. Fidelity FX cast, you do want this on console. And 30 is the best one that I found that doesn't cause my screen to tear or my PlayStation to do crazier stuff, because it does affect your console more than it does on PC. PCs are built to handle that, first consoles not really, so 30 is the perfect balance in my opinion. On-demand texture streaming minimal. I do auto. Let's do small. Should be small. Now we'll go to view. So reduce motion reduction preset is off. Field of view 100 is what I use, anywhere from like 97 to like 105 is going to be what most people play at. Most pros are anywhere from 100 to around 105. Any higher, it messes with your aim assist, and any lower it also messes with your aim assist. Is like the perfect balance for CORE COD aim assist, and that's why they do it. Weapon field of view wide, you want to be smaller, so your weapon to be smaller on the screen so you can see more. This I just leave alone. This is something you have to change. Least 50% for first person camera movement. Third person camera movement I do the same, even though I never use it. Inverted flashbang, personal preference, I have it off. Go to controller. So the controller settings, I play on tactical flipped. The best way to do it is if you have a controller with 2 back buttons and you play on just regular default flipped or whatever, depending on your personal preference, right? I've been playing tactical flip forever, so I just use the right stick to crouch, whereas if you use the back paddle to crouch and a back paddle to jump, or you played claw, that's actually better, but 20 years of playing, yeah, it's built into me. I can't fix that. Can't teach an old horse new tricks, and so I'm now on a horizontal stick sensitivity, so anywhere from 1.55 to 1.7 is going to be where the pros play. Some of them play 1.752, they're just crazy. But so I'll give you a sensitivity like what shots he uses. He used to play on 1.65 and now he plays on 1.6 because he has a TMR controller, and that's what I have now. I have TMR sticks. I have the Goalie Kit TMR sticks. So if you're using a regular potentiometer, knock it down whatever you were playing on before to 0.5. So that's a whole nother video. Now I play on 1.5. And I have mine swapped. Controller vibration, you do want this on for the input delay. This is something that DenialZN talked about. And it only allows you to go to 5. And I don't have controllers in, but I just leave it there because it does help with delay. Go back to controls. Trigger effect off. Dead zone inputs. My left stick can be at a 0, so I leave it there. Anywhere from 1.65 to 1.75 is good. This is all about activating your aim assist. Shotzi plays on with his TMR sticks, probably Battle Beaver Magneto sticks. His settings is a 7.5, a 3, and a 99. And then the BZ does this. And this is what I play at. We're going to go over to aiming settings. Sensitivity multiplier, leave that alone. Aiming advanced settings. You're going to want radius, sensitivity, transitioning to instant. Your response curve to be dynamic, and just leave the scale alone. That's what most pros play on. Make sure target aim assist is on. Motion sensor advanced. Make sure everything is off. This one was turned on at some point by default. Just turn off. Now we'll go into movement. Now this is what you want for like competitive COD, playing search and whatnot. You want your sprint assist delay to be 0, sideways on, mantles off, crouch off, corner slice off. I play on hybrid because I got used to learning how to dive, and that's kind of a good one for certain things. So if you just played on slide only, that's fine too. Sprint restore, I leave it on. Slide maintain sprint on. Mantle cancels reload because I purposely label mantle. This is an important one, so you want your tactical sprint behavior to be toggle. Auto move forward off, door peek off because you don't want to accidentally open doors. Don't want to be randomly mantling on shit. Single tap run is what you want, so that you're basically automatically like walking and you go into the sprint, and then you want to control whenever you throw your gun up in the air. When you throw your gun up in the air, you have a ridiculous aim to fire speed and like ADS speed as well. Sprinting door bash is on, so I can just run through doors. And then I believe that was it for the settings. Let's make sure. Yep, that's it for settings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tried to make it pretty quick. If there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments. Alright, thanks.